All right, welcome to another episode of Homestead Shop Talk Podcast with Al from Lebanon Acres, Ben from Holler Homestead, and myself, Jason from Sow the Land. And we made it to episode 60.
Crazy.
How you guys been?
Been
Been doing good.
You guys?
Today was actually really nice. How about you, Al? You dried up over there yet?
No, we're not dry. It's raining again right now. It's coming down good.
Oh, man.
We want everybody to feel it. There we go. Everybody can kind of.
There we go.
There we go.
Al's still in the water.
Yeah, pretty much. We got 3 inches the day of Hurricane Deb, which 2 inches were not from Hurricane Deb. Then an inch was. And then I think we've gotten like 2 inches since then. So it's just been rainstorm after rainstorm. And it just comes down like in a half hour to an hour, you get an inch.
What did we get, Ben? Do you know?
Our rain gauge here was just under 4 inches. It was like 3 3/4 or something. Now I will say I had buckets in various places out. I think our rain gauge is just too small of a catchment surface, and so I just stuck a measuring tape in the 5-gallon buckets that I had out, and we caught like 4 to 4.5. So I don't know. Do with that what you will. But I know everything is sloppy, muddy again. Yeah, it was just one day. I think Friday night. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Friday night. I was down in the barn playing guitar, and all of a sudden the roof is roaring, and it was like, oh, it's raining. I think we got, I don't know, a 1/4 inch Friday night or something like that. There's been a few like isolated thunderstorms that have blown through here, but nothing like old Debbie Downer.
Debbie Downer.
No, it was good. All my rain tanks are full.
And I hear that. I need to get some more IBC totes set up around here. I've just got one that I'm catching, the water off the shed, and that sucker, it was already half full anyways, and Deb had it filled up by noon. So I need to set up a couple more and get them all daisy chained together.
Heck yeah. So I've been this is day number 14 of renovating our kitchen.
Day 14.
Every day for the last 14 days. Not quite done yet, but it's getting closer.
I was gonna ask.
So I did I did a poll on our YouTube community page. I thought it was interesting. So do you guys have I think I know your answer, Ben, but do you have a dishwasher? Do you guys have dishwashers?
Yes.
You do?
I got 4 of them.
You have a dishwasher, Ben? You got 4
No, we had the discussion when we were building this thing, and for most of our marriage, we haven't had a dishwasher, and it was like 2014, something like that. We'd been married a while, and Mother's Day was coming up, and Meg's like, I want a dishwasher for Mother's Day. So we had a spot in the kitchen, so we just bought one, and I put it in and all that. And then the stupid thing broke down, and then we got it repaired, and it broke down again. It was like 3 times it broke down. We finally ended up having to take it back and get an entirely different one. And after that, it was cool, but we've always kind of not really had real high expectations for a dishwasher. And so, coming out here, we hit the road, no dishwasher in a trailer. Getting in here, it was like, I'd rather have the space. That was what Meg said. She's like, I'd rather have the space than a dishwasher. Yeah. Plus,
kind of get used to it, I guess.
Yeah, you do. I mean, it's not that bad. Everybody helps make the dirty dishes. And so, the 2 of them do dishes one night, and then the other 2 do dishes the other night. I mean, it's fine. It's all good.
So I did a poll on our YouTube community page. I asked if they use a machine to wash dishes, yes dishwasher or no dishwasher. And so it was about 50-50.
Really?
And there was over 4,000 votes.
Wow.
It was like 49% was yes to dishwasher and 51% was no.
Really?
So I would have thought everyone had a dishwasher.
Yeah. So I will say we had, I don't remember what brand we had. It was like a GE or something like that before. It was under warranty. We got it fixed, and then it broke again. It broke again. We replaced it. I don't know why we ended up getting a KitchenAid. I think they were on sale because they're pretty expensive dishwashers. and we could get it the same price as the other one, maybe, we will never buy another brand dishwasher. It there's different modes on it, but it'll make dirty dishes clean, and I don't know, we just like it, especially if we're doing milking. We use mason jars all the time for the cows and then for canning. So if you're gonna get a dishwasher,
what is it?
Market for one, KitchenAid one.
Yeah.
So my brother was like, "Oh, we need a new dishwasher. These things are junk." And I'm like, "I'm telling you, try a KitchenAid." He got one, and he was like, "Yeah." So that's what it was. Is we put our old dishes in it. So we always use mason jars for drinking, and they kind of always had like a scuzz, and we couldn't get them off.
Yeah.
And we put them in the new dishwasher. The new dishwasher cleaned them. And I don't know about you guys, if you have a Yeti coffee cup, like you put coffee in it all the time or tea, it stains it.
Yep. Good luck getting it off.
We put them in our KitchenAid. No, you put in a KitchenAid dishwasher, and they are brand new after.
Really?
The Yetis that we have, this one's all dirty right now because I'm drinking out of it, but this one looks scuzzy, and then it looked brand new after a couple of after one wash in there. So
wow, KitchenAid. That's good to know.
KitchenAid, if you're gonna get one.
That's good. Yeah, we the one that it went kaput on us was a Frigidaire, and it went so kaput. Like
that's what we had.
Frigidaire, yeah, that was ridiculous. And it was under warranty. They came out and replaced the bad part, and something else broke, and then the first thing that went wrong broke again. The replacement part, and it was just like, let's take this stupid thing back. And I think we got like a GE. I think that's what we got, and it worked all right, but we never got the warm and fuzzies.
So another thing is a microwave. Do you guys have microwaves?
Nope. Keep that radiation box out of here.
We haven't had one. So I did a vote. Over 4,000 people voted on this too. Either asked them if they have a microwave or they don't. And 76% said yes.
I believe it.
And then 24% says no.
I will say we have a toaster oven.
It's amazing how
the toaster oven kind of fills the void of a microwave, but it makes stuff crispy. Like it's just quartz tubes. Like I'm not worried about, you're not irradiating your food. I mean, if you want to get real technical, yes, you are irradiating your food because it's using infrared radiation. Just depends on what corner of the internet you hang out. Some people are like, no electronics touch my food whatsoever. Some people are like, yeah, as long as it's not microwave radiation, it's fine. I like to reheat, leftovers and have them come out crispy like they were the night before. So toaster oven works great for some stuff. Generally, everything else we use the oven or like a frying pan with a lid.
Yeah, we get the toaster oven or reheat on the stovetop.
Yeah, maybe we need a toaster oven. We don't have one of those. We just stick it in the oven or eat it cold.
Yep.
You would think you'd miss it, like something like a microwave. And I guess you just adjust, like everything else, like not having a dishwasher, you just kind of adjust, I guess, and eventually you just forget it.
I think too, other than reheating food, we don't eat microwavable food in the homestead lifestyle. It's not like we're eating easy mac and cheese for lunch kind of thing.
That's true. Before we would.
Right.
Yeah.
Some top ramen.
Yeah, the standard American diet that we all used to eat, that we all grew up on, honestly.
Cup of noodle soup.
Yep, cup of noodles.
Yep.
I mean, once you start changing how you eat, you eat a more natural diet like we all do, you don't even need a microwave. Like, I can't think that, the only thing that for a while I did miss a microwave for was popcorn. Like after we got rid of the microwave back in California, I mean, it's probably been a decade that we haven't had a microwave. There was like a documentary we watched and they explained exactly what a microwave does and like, don't stand next to it while it's on kind of thing. And it was like, oh, yeah, let's turn this death box off. Well, it was kind of like, man, like, how do we make popcorn? Well, in this age of internet, do a search, find a YouTube video. Meg started making popcorn like the old school way, like you sit and stir and, you fry the popcorn until it pops. And like all of a sudden she's making better popcorn than we've ever had in our lives. Now we have one of those crank handle old school popcorn makers. I don't miss a microwave whatsoever. Like there's ways, and honestly, the food is way better.
I think most people in that vote saying that they use a microwave to heat their coffee back up.
Oh yeah,
Really?
man. If I need to reheat coffee,
I've had like a coffee warmer, but
you know what I've done in the past? Like if I have a cup of coffee that I really don't want to dump out,
just refill it.
Either refill it and add to it, or if you want it piping hot, I've got an espresso machine that I use all the time. You get the steamer, put the little steamer thing into your cup of cold coffee and just sit there and steam it. That sucker will be hotted back up in no time, and it tastes fine. Like it tastes great. So I don't know. Like there's always more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah. Or maybe I drink it too fast. I don't know.
So you just got to drink it faster.
Yeah. Or you need a better mug.
Right.
Hey, once you get one of those Yetis, like vacuum insulated is the way to go if you like hot coffee. I have one of those. You know, it's the Walmart knockoff. Yeah. I drink iced coffee on tap out of this thing like all day long. And if I put hot coffee in this thing, this is like how programmed I am. I'm used to this thing goes to my mouth and it's got iced coffee in it all day, every day. Well, if I put hot coffee in there, I will burn the crap out of my mouth every single time. Keeps it too hot.
So have you tried putting cold water and ice in it before you put your iced coffee in it? And then it keeps it like
get it really cold. That's what I do with
No, never tried that one.
I've got one of those great big half-gallon vacuum insulated ones. It's got a drinking top, so it's the boys call it the mantine because it's like a big jug to carry around a drink out of. I usually take that if I'm going to be up in the woods far away from the house and I need a lot of water. I'll take the mantine. But yeah, same thing. Load it up with ice beforehand and then add a whole bunch of water to it. Man, it is so cold. Like you can take a drink and breathe out and see your breath in the middle of summer.
Another thing that people are, it seems like a bunch of kitchen designers are watching my videos or something. Have you guys heard of a dumbwaiter?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you know what that is?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know what that was.
People want you to put in a dumbwaiter in your kitchen.
I had to look it up. Yeah.
That's it.
I had a number of people say that.
Oh, because you keep stuff in your basement.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. Like
I was picturing. No, I know, but I was picturing like you've seen those waiters that are made out of wood, and they're wearing like a suit, but it's like a wood cutout, and they're holding like a platter. That's what I was picturing in my mind. I was like, why is people like hundreds of people saying we should get a dumbwaiter? And I was like, is that what they want me to get? But it's basically an elevator.
Yeah.
For your groceries, which it seems pretty cool. I mean, I think it kind of makes sense if you have a basement and you can just like load it up and then just hit the button and it takes it to the kitchen.
So when you're building one, sounds like a YouTube series coming up.
Yeah, I know. That would be cool. Yeah, that's when I make it big and I run out of content. Yeah, I'm trying not to get into debt for this kitchen. Although I don't know how much they are. I didn't look how much they are. But
I don't know if you could
probably make one,
buy something
like on a pulley system and then hook a drill to it.
Yeah, I found a company online that actually makes those.
No kidding.
But yeah, you could probably make one. That would be pretty neat.
I could see needing one if you're on like the third story.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's a long ways to haul stuff up. That would be ideal. But I mean, it's just a short walk down to the basement. Like, you just set stuff up to where it's the shortest distance possible. So,
or if we're just, yeah.
You still have to walk to the basement to load the dumbwaiter. And then you got to walk upstairs.
That's true.
Hit the button so your dumbwaiter will come up.
Yeah. I'm picturing Pee Wee's Playhouse, like. I think he had it in his house.
And like we learned what a dumbwaiter was when we were kids, and I'm pretty sure I think I was like 12. I think how old I was, or 13, somewhere around there. Pretty sure I broke my tailbone. So what we figured out we could do is we called it a dumbwaiter. I had this. It was like a huge cotton. I think it was lead rope is what it was for. I could buy it at the feed store, and it was like great climbing rope. And so I had like 50 feet of this stuff that I bought with my own money, and it was just like every kid needs a good rope. So I figured out there's like this perfect branch that came out from the tree, like a certain distance. And I got up there and I took some sandpaper and I sanded the roughness off the branch and then put some paraffin wax on it. And then you could, put this rope over that branch and it would slide on this branch. Well, what we did was we figured out, tie a stick to each end of the rope and you sit on that stick. One person sits up in the tree and the other person gets on the rope and goes all the way, sideways, in line with the tree. And then the person up in the tree jumps out of the tree and it takes that person who's on the ground and launches them up into the air. And so we called that the dumbwaiter. Well, we had lots of fun, as kids do, me and all my brothers. Well, I don't remember which brother it was, and it's probably good that I don't remember, but I found that like 2 or 3 of my siblings could pull and they could lift me off the ground and then I could grab onto the branch and then get in the tree, and it was easier than climbing the tree. And so, we had been doing this for days, weeks. I mean, this was just like the fun we had. Well, I'm up there in this tree and I had like grabbed the branch and I was working on getting in the tree, and my brother that was on the ground got off the stick and let go of the rope, and I didn't have a good grip. And so like my position is like a sitting position, and I fell about 15 feet out of the tree straight onto my butt. Like, that hurt. I am 99% certain I broke my tailbone because that spot, like, it hurt so bad I couldn't sit, I couldn't stand up. Like, it was miserable. And, my mom, hi Mom, I know you're listening. I actually, now that I'm older, I understand. My mom was the type that, unless you got a bone sticking out of your leg, you're not going to the doctor. Unless you're, in desperate need of medical attention, you ain't going. And, oddly enough, that's kind of how we are. But yeah, like, like, what are you going to do for a broken tailbone? What are they going to do? Put you in a body cast? There wouldn't have been much they could have done anyways. So, yeah, that spot, my tailbone, like, still gives me trouble to this day, and that was 30 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm very acquainted with what a dumbwaiter is.
Have you guys broken any bones in your lives?
Other than that,
broken
no.
a wrist.
Oh, really? Yeah, I've never broken a bone. Yeah.
And even that, like, I never got x-rays or anything, so I don't know if I actually broke it. Might have just been a really bad bruise.
So I've been working on the kitchen all week. I just have kitchen talk and renovating. I made my first couple cabinets. I started making cabinets.
Nice.
So I got a little cabinet shop going in the barn.
Nice.
The cabinets are no joke, man.
Nope.
They are tedious. And all the trim work and all that stuff. That's what I was doing all day today, but I built 2 of them and they're almost done. I have 1 more to go, and then I got an island to build. But I think the island might wait. It's not like priority. I got to do our pantry first, and then open shelving, and then recessed lighting. But other than that, I mean, everything's there. We put in the kitchen sink this week. We cut out the new countertops and put the sink in. And
so you've done your countertops.
Yeah. We just went with the butcher block that you buy already pre-made, which they make it a whole lot easy.
What do you use to finish them?
What a job.
I'm using, what do I have? I thought I had it here. It's Rubio Monocoat. I don't know if you heard it. It's like a 2-part. It's a food grade oil, which is a mixture of different oils. I forget what it is, but it also comes with like a hardener. So you could use it on butcher blocks, cutting boards, and people use it for like furniture. People use it for their wood floors. I used it before on our dining table that I built. And I love it. It smells good. It doesn't smell like, like paint.
Chemicals.
It smells like natural. Yeah, it smells like oil, like almost like beeswax almost. this stuff's not cheap. But I liked it for our kitchen table, so I bought another thing of it, and that's what I'm finishing the tops out of.
What was the brand name of it?
Rubio Monocoat.
Rubio.
Comes in 2 cans. I bought it on Amazon. I bought it at a hardware store over here like years ago, and then I just found it on Amazon.
Cool. Do you reapply it every year? Or?
You can. I don't think every year, you don't need to, but you can, and you only need 1 coat of it. It's not like you have to keep putting on coats and coats and coats.
Nice.
I've seen your table, and I figured you put like a polyurethane on it. I'll have to look into this stuff because your table looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, it looks good as new. And stuff wipes off, and I guess it turns the wood like really hard, and not super hard, but just gives it a protective covering over it, kind of. And I like it. So it only I think it takes like 7 days though to like actually 100% cure. So
oil plus 2C.
I think that might be it.
Or oil plus, it must be, because then there's an oil plus part B. So that must be what it is the oil plus 2C.
Yeah, I think that's a 2C one. I thought I had it here. I guess not. But yeah, so it takes like 7 days for it to fully 100% cure. So we're trying not to use it, like, or being careful not to spill a bunch of water on it. So yeah, I mean that's going good. I mean, at least we got the kitchen in there, flooring's done. It's just waiting for the paint to dry, basically, and doing a couple coats there and trying to finish that up. That's all I've been doing. And plus all that rain we got this week, that one day, it rained a ton, but all the animals are good. I put in hay for our meat chickens because I had just put them out on grass. I knew that rain was coming or might come, so I was debating if I should put these chickens out on grass. I mean, they were only maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks old, so they were still pretty young. And I just decided just to do it anyways. And then we got all that rain, and then I was like, oh my gosh. So I mean, they were wet, but I put hay in there to lift them off the ground a little bit, and they were fine. They kept them drier.
So you didn't lose any?
Nope, didn't lose any. Everybody was good. Pigs are good. We had some good streams, but.
Did you butcher your other chickens that you had left over last week?
Yes, I think I did that. Yeah, after that other last podcast, there was 12 chickens, and man, even they were an extra 2 weeks old, and they they were bigger, but they weren't like not move. They were moving around. It wasn't like they looked obese or anything like that. Yep. It was just weird. It was just they looked good. They looked like regular chickens, which is bizarre. You would think an extra 2 weeks for a Cornish cross, like they would start dying or heart attacks or something, but it was not the case at all. So yeah, I mean, they all looked good, but I'm glad we knocked that out.
You had talked about a little while ago that you'd started adding them like a supplement. What was that supplement you were giving to them?
Yeah, it was a NutriBalancer, Poultry NutriBalancer for Trail.
Okay.
Yeah,
I might get some of that.
I mean, maybe that was it, but I don't know. Kind of hard to. Kind of was like, that's all I needed. Like it wasn't. I don't even give it to them every time. Like I just like kind of sprinkle it in their feed every once in a while. Like I've been doing that with our turkeys and this other batch of broilers that we got going on. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe that actually did help do something.
A lot of times, vitamins. Just adding vitamins. I've noticed it seems like sometimes some batches of feed, some batches of feed don't do very good. And so if I start adding a whole bunch of stuff, like, I'll give all of the animals kelp if it seems like they're not doing too good on a particular batch of feed. I start giving everybody kelp. I start giving them, various things like that. And it seems like it helps, but I've thought about getting just like, vitamins and stuff like that. So Maybe I'll get me some of that.
Oh yeah, I know it comes in a small bag. I think Azure has it. I think that's where I got it.
Azure has
I'm
it?
sure that bag will last for a while.
Okay, I'll have to
I think that's where we
see if
got
I
it.
can get some.
You gonna be renovating another room after the kitchen reno? Are you gonna take a little break for a while?
I should keep it going with the views that we've been getting some good views on these renovation videos.
Yep.
I know Lorraine's like, well, maybe we could do the bathroom because we've been wanting to do our bathroom, not our bathroom, but one of our bathrooms. We've been wanting to do that one. That one's really outdated. And then we have our room down in our basement that's like half done.
Yep.
It's like, well, you're gonna keep us going.
I want to see you turn that mudroom into like a big mudroom. See, if
yeah, or that
mudroom or something.
or that, yeah. I mean, I guess you could keep going. I don't know. We'll turn into the renovation Sow the Land channel, and not talk about animals, which would be bizarre, but. I don't know. Like, yeah, I mean, I think we needed that break because to be honest, our views are starting to tank really bad. Almost scary bad. And ever since these renovation videos, the views have gone way up. And
Yep.
I don't know if that's just the viewers needed a break from me moving another chicken coop or talking about cute pigs or what, but. Or maybe I needed a break from that or talking about it. I mean, we're still doing that stuff, like you still got to do that stuff, but it's just, I'm not really the last few videos or so, or last couple of weeks, I haven't really been talking about the animals, but the views have been good. So I don't know, maybe I should just keep it going.
Comes to be the hard balance sometimes. It's like, how do you do one with the other? Like, what do they want to see? What do you want to add in? 'Cause,
yeah, there's going to be a group of people that don't really care about the animals, and the other people do. Or people just want to hear for the renovation videos. I don't want to see animals. Show me I want to see you tear down a wall or something. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
People
it's hard to find that balance.
Stuff. Yep.
Yeah, which is wild, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I don't know what we're going to do, but I'm going to milk it.
One room at a time. You go.
Right.
Then you got a barn to redo. You got plenty of projects.
No, I know. I know there's plenty of stuff. Yeah, plenty of renovations to do. The problem is they take a lot of money to do.
Yep.
Or maybe don't buy so many chickens and use that feed money to renovate something. So what did you guys get into?
We went out and picked up our new Highland breeding bull.
Oh, really?
Yep. He's A2A2. So we spent, I'm trying to see, we waited a couple of months waiting for genetic tests to come back. We had 3 different bulls tested for A2A2 genetics that were Highland cattle. All 3 of them came back that they were over time. But there's the one we ended up getting, we call him Country. He's short, stocky, and thick. And I'm like, that's what we want, because we want him to be for beef. If we have any male offsprings from the Jersey cow, we want him to be from beef. And if we're breeding them with the Highland crosses we have, the heifers, we want like.
No, this is not the one that died. Was that a bull?
Yes, that was a bull. He was actually going to be our breeding bull, and he was.
This is a replacement.
It's a replacement, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So when we bought the first one, we didn't know if he was A2A2. We took a gamble because we heard that Highland cattle, there's a good chance that they are, because they're like an old heritage breed. So she never had anybody tested, but they're purebred, so she sends a tail hair in anyways every time she registers one. So there was one that had been there, and they were able to test that one when we bought our first one, and that one was A1, A2. So we're like, okay, there's a chance he could be A2, A2. So we're just like, you know what, we're going to buy him. Worst case scenario, he's not A2, A2. If we get a female cow from him out of the Jersey, if she's not A2, A2, she's not. But once he passed, we were like, okay, we really want to know for sure this time before we just go ahead and pull the trigger again.
Did you go drive? How far a drive did you had to pick them up?
It's about 2 hours. And then
That's
we
not
picked
bad.
up another Highland cattle cross.
So how many Highland cows do you have right now?
So right now we have 3 heifer crosses that are Highland cattle and Shorthorn cattle mixed. We have a Highland cattle steer, and then we have the bull. So we got 7 cattle on the homestead, right?
Nice.
Including the 2 jerseys.
That's cool.
Now we're just counting down to see when do we bring the Jersey calf to butcher.
Sounds like you're in the cattle business.
Yeah.
We're trying to.
You need a cowboy hat.
Need a cowboy hat and cowboy boots.
It'll be the new look.
Be the new look. I don't know if I can do a cowboy hat all the time.
Like a giant one, like one of those novelty size ones.
Right. Almost like a sombrero mixed with a cowboy hat, the big ones.
It's like really tall. That'd be great.
No, I don't know. I guess we just figured this year if we're gonna do it, we're gonna try to get into it and jump in both feet first. That's usually the way we do things.
If anything, you're gonna have a lot of beef in the freezer.
Yep. Well, it's kind of, I just shouldn't say it's hard, but it's like one of those things. It's like, okay, if we're gonna get a bull, do we want to keep a bull just to service one milk cow? That's kind of like why we're like, well, if we're gonna get a bull, we might as well get a couple of heifers too, because there's no point in having a bull just to service one cow.
Yeah.
And AI around here is harder to find, and it's expensive.
Where we're at, I would love to keep a bull, but man, we do not have the space.
This guy's super chill. He loves his treats, but if you're brushing him, he like almost like falls asleep on you. And he's only a year old, so I'm like, I wonder what it'll be like when he gets older.
Wow.
That's
he
good.
just puts his head down and like almost closes his eyes and takes a nap.
Yeah, that sounds like he's a real good tempered.
Hopefully he stays that way. We got him by himself for now because I'm like, we've just got him. I don't want to just put him in with the herd and then have him just kind of be like, not wild, but just kind of be with them. Like I want to get him to know us and us to know him before we put him in with the herd. Azalea, our milk cow, should be going into heat in like a week and a half. So I figure we'll keep him by himself. We go and see him all the time. And then we'll put him in with Azalea. And then after that, we'll put him in with the other heifers because they're ready to breed too. So hopefully in like 10, 11 months, maybe we'll have some calves on the ground, which would be cool. We're hoping we can have a Jersey Highland cattle heifer. But we'll probably get a steer, which I'm not going to complain because Highland cattle, Jersey meat is probably going to be pretty tasty too.
Man. Might have to take a trip, Al. I might have to take a trip and go try them steaks.
You might have to. Come on up. I know, right?
Some good meat.
We're going to have to swing by and pick up Ben, and we're just going to eat a steak and then go back home.
And go back home. It might be like the new Wagyu. You never know. I'll tell you in 2 years or 2 years after we have our first calf.
Yeah. It'll be a while.
That's the worst part is the wait.
Once you get going, though, you know?
Yes.
Once you make that 2, you just keep every single year, then you should be able to keep it going. But
right. It's just the first initial couple of years you got to wait.
That's how I feel about them coonies.
Right. Yeah, because you got to wait 2 years, basically.
It's a long wait.
They better be good, man. It better be worth it.
You haven't harvested a coonie yet, have you? This will be the first year?
Yeah, this will be the first year.
Okay, that's exciting.
We're going to see. We're going to see.
Right. So then we finally went out and we checked the rest of the property for all the flooding. So I was surprised. We went up to the top of the road. Nothing flooded out. When we got up to the top, there's a creek that flows. We have a bridge there, and it was setting on some big boulders for like buttresses to set on. The water must have went up over the bridge and got behind the rocks, and it's like pushed the rocks in off the bank. So I guess we'll have to remove the bridge and reset the rocks and then rebuild the bridge after that. And then up in the woods, we have one trail that goes up and then one that tees into it, or where they tee into it, like a water bar, wore its way through, and it's an 18-inch deep groove now. So I'm assuming I should put a culvert in there now. Yep. But we were able to drive all the trails up above where the creek where you cross the creek again, and we just had like, there's just like big rocks you can drive over. One of the rocks, it's probably 12 to 18 inches deep, like the stone itself. And then the stone on the other side is missing. So it's like kind of got like its own little waterfall, but you can still drive across. So there's like one water bar crossing, and that was flowing really good. The next one we got to was just very little. We're like, well, that's weird. Up above is where I caught a beaver last year. And I found they had a beaver pond up above. So I went, I wonder if that beaver dam blew out, and if they just lost their whole pond. That's why the other outlet like got washed out, so it's just coming down one. So I went for a trek in the woods, and sure enough, the beaver dam got blown out. But
Poor beavers.
I wonder where they are.
Had a
I
bad
hope they don't.
day.
I have to keep an eye out. I might have to. Yeah, I'm assuming they're going to be coming down on our property lower and trying to build some more dams, but
They're a nuisance.
they are.
Right.
Big time.
They're a rat. They're in the
They're a
rat.
rat. Mm.
Very, very much a nuisance. People hate when we trap them, but
They sure
We
do
do.
taste good.
they taste like pot roast.
They do. Like they are red meat
With the
throughout.
texture of rat.
Just start selling beaver burgers,
Beaver burgers.
Beaver smash burgers.
beaver sticks.
People eat the fat and the tail. I've never tried that, but
Mm.
they say that's pretty tasty.
See if you can get the Leave It to Beaver soundtrack as you're eating the beaver burger. Like,
Yep.
the beef.
So luckily we have some stuff we got to do, but nothing major to repair, which is kind of nice.
That's good.
Keep an eye out for the beavers. See if I'm assuming they must have got washed down the creek or something. I don't know, like 8.5 inches of rain, and then your dam gives out. I mean, that must have been like a huge wall of water that just came down the property.
Man, that'd be cool to have that on film.
I know. I'm like, it would have been neat to see it, but I probably would have got swept away if I was out there.
I know. All for a view, Al. All for the view.
All for the views. That's right.
Almost died, but I got the
died
views.
to make this one, and it's like number 10 out of 10. Didn't even get
I
top
know.
one video.
That was at least worth a 1, but it's a 10.
That would have been discouraging.
Yeah.
So I haven't been able to mow the roads or up above because we couldn't get up. So I went out mowing with the flail mower. It did good. The grass was pretty thick. And then I was mowing on the way back. I'm not sure exactly what caused it. I'm not sure if it was the bolt I put in. So I broke the PTO shaft. Like it just snapped right in half. There was like a wear mark. So it looks like when I have the flail mower, because this is a ditch bank one, when I have it fully extended, the PTO shaft rubs a little bit, or hits every once in a while, and it broke right there, like just twisted. So I replaced the shear bolt, because there's a shear bolt on the PTO the PTO shaft where it connects to the PTO and the tractor. It's like a 2-piece thing with one bolt. And I broke that shear bolt, I think, this spring, and I put just a regular grade 5 bolt in it because that's what was in it. So the bolt's fine, but the PTO shaft just like snapped in half. So I'm pretty sure it was just a grade 5 bolt that was in there. So I don't know. I got a new shaft coming in. It's like $375. So I'm like, maybe I'll have to order some extra shear bolts. I didn't hit anything though. I was just mowing, just going down the road. So I thought that was weird.
Could it have hit something before and it was just
Must be
eaten
something
away?
in the weather.
I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know if it was the thick grass or
It's the rain, all that rain.
all the rain. I'm trying to think. It's probably like a 3/8 size bolt. It's not a very big bolt, and it was grade 5. It wasn't like a heavy duty bolt that I put in there. So you would think that would snap first. I'll have to order some spares for next time.
It's frustrating.
Yep. I didn't think about the bolt till afterwards. I was like, oh, maybe it was that bolt that I put in. But I didn't hit anything. I was just mowing over by the pond. I was up on the road. I was going down the side of the road. I was in on the edge. I wasn't like out on the far edge. I was just in the grass mowing. And I'm mowing away. All of a sudden, I don't remember if it was just a funky noise or something changed. All of a sudden, I look out and I'm like, oh, that's not supposed to be like that. I'm sure I'll get it in the comments Somebody's gonna tell me I'm an idiot and what I did wrong.
There's going to be someone. At least there's the positive
say, you
note.
need a dumbwaiter.
Yeah, they'll tell you. Someone will spot something or figure it out. Sometimes it kind of sucks, but it's like, you know what? Hey, that was helpful. You just feel like an idiot getting.
I'll probably name the video
50
like.
times.
Yep. I'm probably gonna name the video like this bolt cost me $375 or something because that's what the new drive shaft cost. I guess I just got to the point where I just try to make like lemonade out of my lemons.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know, have fun with it.
Yeah, you have to.
Yep. But yeah, it's funny like when you get the first 1 or 2 comments, but then after you see like it like 50 times or 100 times, it's like, and it's like just like the repetitive like same wording and everything. It's like, did they just like go copy and paste what the other person said?
Yeah, after you read like 50 or 100 of the same comment, you either get mad or you start getting your feelings hurt, or you're just like that's it. I can't read comments anymore. I'm done.
That's what I do. I'm just like, okay, I'm not reading comments on this video anymore.
Or you're like, what is a dumbwaiter? I got to go look it up.
I gotta go Google that.
I got 100 people telling me I should get a dumbwaiter. What the heck is that?
We ended up harvesting the last of our meat birds this weekend. We did 62.
For the year? 62?
No, 62 this batch. We did 50 something last batch.
Okay.
So the last batch we had a lot of small ones. They're probably like 4-pounders. This batch we didn't weigh them, but I bet you we had some that were 7 pounds. Quite a few 5-6-pounders, and then we had some smaller, I'd say 4-pounders.
Some healthy birds.
And the ones we left over from, the ones we had left over from the last batch that were small like yours, Jason, those were, I'm going to say they were 7-pounders. I didn't weigh them, but they were big.
Wow. Do you keep everything whole, or do you piece them out? Piece some out.
Last time Gina pieced out 25, and then we kept 25 of them whole. This time we just kept them all whole.
Yeah. Do you can some too?
No, we never have. We usually do it. So like it took us till 1 o'clock to get them in the cooler in like the ice bath. And then it took us till probably 2:30-ish to get them bagged. And then it was like 5 o'clock by the time we got done picking up everything. So by that time, it's like, we always wanted to try canning some, but by the time we're done with the day, we're like, nope, maybe later. And then we just never get to it.
Yeah, it's a long day.
Yeah, it would be nice though to have some nice, fresh or homegrown canned chicken for sure.
I like the canned chicken, man. It just melts in your mouth like it's like shredded and it's already done.
Yeah.
It's
now,
a quick meal.
What do you do? Do you do white meat, dark meat?
We just do whatever.
Just do whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
It feels good when you don't have to do chickens anymore when you're done for the year, right?
Yeah, we look forward to it. We're like, we're done. We got turkeys.
Yeah.
But that won't be till like the end of October probably. I was just sitting down figuring that out.
Yeah.
And it was saying that they can get between 20 and 45 pounds. What's the biggest? Have you done the white ones yet, Jason, in the past?
We did the white ones last year.
What do you think your biggest one was?
Maybe 20.
Maybe 20.
I think they were, usually around 15 to 18, I think.
Did you do the midgets last year? Or did you do the...
No, they were the big ones. Yeah. I don't know.
I said the females get to 20 pounds in 20 weeks, and the males can get to 45 pounds in 24 weeks.
It's a big turkey.
We had a 55-pounder. Yeah, we had a 55-pounder one year. That was a big turkey.
Wow. Yeah.
Kind of too big.
I wonder how many bags
they eat a lot.
It took to get that turkey to weigh as much as a bag of feed.
Right.
I know.
Yeah, the turkeys right now are, they got to be 11 or 12 weeks old, and they're not eating a ton. They're eating a decent amount, but they're not. Soon they're gonna start eating a lot. We only have 9, but
yeah, all ours survived pretty much. So
yeah, we lost 1. So
we're gonna have to start selling. We're gonna have to sell these turkeys.
You have to find out like what size bird do you want to pre-order? Do you want me to raise them to their 45 pounds or do you want a 20
Yeah.
pounder?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the. Yeah, let us know in the comments. What do you prefer? What size turkey do you prefer?
So I guess I was thinking if we did more big ones this year, like 45 pounders, we could make our own sandwich meat. Like you get some big, like what size breast would you get off of a 40-pound bird? And then we got like a deli slicer for cutting our bacon. We can make our own deli meat.
Yeah.
Turkey sandwich. That's where it's at. When you start making your own lunch meat, man.
Or grind some meat.
Like
ground turkey's pretty good too.
Turkey burgers.
Organic pasture-raised turkey breasts sliced on a sandwich with some nice pasture-raised bacon. I mean, sourdough. Cranberry sauce. Stuffing on there. Man, you can't go wrong.
Sounds good to me.
Just ate, but I'm hungry again.
I can't wait to Thanksgiving now.
Yeah.
Do you raise turkeys at all, Ben?
We did in 2020, and we haven't done it since. Not for any reason other than we just haven't. I think we did, we got 15 and lost like, I don't know, 3 or 4 of them, something like that. And so we ended up having like, it was 9 or 10 turkeys. And we, oh gosh, thinking back. Yeah. So Meg had just had Buggy and was like, Buggy was a very difficult infant. And so Meg was kind of tied up and couldn't help. So it was just me and the boys doing the turkeys and they wouldn't fit in our plucker. So it was a very long, slow process, just me and the boys. But yeah, I think we had a 35 pounder. And I remember thinking that was a huge turkey. The biggest turkey, it was like 35 or 40 pounds, something like that. I had to quarter that sucker up because we didn't have any vacuum bags big enough. But we just finished like the last of our turkey, I don't know, about a year ago, something like that. It's like the beginning of 23 or something like that. It's been a minute. And then Jason gave us a turkey for Thanksgiving last year, so it was nice to have turkey. I love turkey. Meg she's not a big fan of turkey, but man, I could eat turkey every day. I love turkey.
That's how it is in our household. I love turkey. Gina's like, nah. I'm like, I can have it every day. I prefer turkey over chicken myself.
Yep, that's the way I am.
That got me thinking, maybe I don't want to raise them too big. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Smoked's good.
If you raise them too big, like you said, they won't fit in the plucker. And that wouldn't be fun.
Takes a minute.
Nope.
Yep.
Gotta do it by hand.
The 55 pounder, I had to do that one by hand, and I don't want to have to do 9 of them by hand. So this time we tried out a new scalder. So we know the guy over at coopsandmore.com. So they came out with a new scalder. It looks like a stock tank, and it's an electric one that's built in underneath it. So he sent us one to try. The one we have, we have 2 other ones, and they're like a square, and they have like a lot of sharp edges, and they're just a pain to clean. So having like a stock tank, that worked out pretty slick, and then just clean up was like, it was nice and easy.
You plug it in?
Yeah. So they make one that's 110, 220, and they make one that's gas or propane. But I went with the electric one, 110. We have a outdoor hose that's hot water too. So it comes out of the faucet like 120 degrees. So we just got to finish preheating it to like 148. So it takes maybe an hour to get it up to temp on the 110. So I get the scalder filled up with hot water, and then I'll go get the chickens and everybody all picked up, ready to go. And by the time we come back, the water's to temp.
You think that would do a turkey that size?
Yeah, it's a good sized stock tank for stock pot.
I have to look at that.
Yep. He gave me a promo code if anybody's looking for anything. If you use Lumna10, you'll get 10% off anything from Coops and More.
That's where I got my... No, I didn't get my plucker through them. I picked up... Last year I got a plug-in scalder.
Yep.
From Stromberg's, and it's... but it would always trip my breaker.
Really?
There's a 110.
Yep.
But with that, plus my trailer, my cooler trailer, and then plus the plucker plugged in. So
Yep.
3 things. So I just got frustrated and then went back to the old school turkey fryer that we always use. I was thinking of getting something with a propane,
Yep.
but I definitely want something that it'll maintain the heat instead of, because I have to keep on like checking it and
Right.
turning it on and turning it off.
That's
Which
why I
can
like
be a
the
pain.
electric ones.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll have
So I
to
don't know if
ask
it's
him
just,
if the propane ones, if they're set and forget, or if you got to keep an eye on them.
yeah, maybe I just need to update my barn outlet. I don't know.
Yeah, because you probably have a 15 amp circuit. You probably got to go with a 20 amp. Because we have ours on. I do the scalder and the plucker all on the same extension cord in the same outlet, and we got 20 amp breakers. So we don't break it.
I
We
think
haven't popped anything.
we probably do have 15.
I'll have to wire up a new outlet.
Always something.
More reno projects for you to do. The viewers love them.
Especially those electrical ones.
And you want to get beat up on YouTube, show doing anything electrical.
Yep.
I should just do it and just like, this is what it is. Maybe all the comments would boost up my video or something. Bad or good, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Bad press is press.
Right. So what have you guys been up to this week, Ben?
It's kind of like when it rains, it pours. I feel like all of my equipment is breaking. Just like yesterday, a line blew on the lawnmower, and this is not the time of year for your lawnmower to go down. And of course, I can't get the hydraulic lines. Got to order them. I don't know if I talked about it last podcast, but I had rented a stump grinder to get rid of these stumps where we're building. And blew a hydraulic line on the rented stump grinder. So it's just like, I've been having.
Is that it's like a one-man deal?
Yeah. Yeah. So
how do you operate that?
So the stump grinder, it's got like hydraulic controls to drive it forward and backwards and like turn and all that. And then it's got the boom to raise the blade, the grinder wheel, and kind of move it side to side. Like it's a stump grinder. They're pretty cool. I got this thing from the rental place, and the teeth on it were so dull. This thing would beat you half to death. Like it just vibrated so bad. I checked the teeth to see if maybe I could rotate them, and had to spray everything down with penetrating oil because it was so. I'll just say this: I went to go rent it, and I drove by it in their yard after I had already paid for it because it was covered with vines. I thought it was a piece of derelict equipment, and the guy's like, "Oh no, the stump grinder's over here." I was like, "Uh-oh, this doesn't look good." So he pulls all the vines off, fires it up, and I'm like, the whole time I'm thinking is like, it doesn't look like anybody's used this stump grinder in like 5 years. But it fired up, it moved, it operated, all that. But yeah, the teeth were so dull. It was just like, yikes. Like these teeth are supposed to be sharp. Like they're supposed to be a cutting tool. Yeah, it was pretty bad. So got beat half to death trying to chip out. I had 5 stumps I had to take out. I only got 3 of them out before the thing was, I was done. And then it blew a hydraulic line. And it was just like, okay, well, I guess I'm going back anyways. And where it was at, it was in kind of a bad spot, and I couldn't get it back on the trailer very easy. So there's a machine blood trail all down my driveway trying to get it back up to the trailer. It was an ordeal. No, it was all right. Like they gave me a refund, but it was just like, man, come on. And then now my lawnmower is down.
That was good. They didn't make you pay for it.
Yeah, I mean that was cool. They were apologetic about it, but I while I was looking at it, I found the name tag on it, like the serial number. It's from 2004, is when the machine was made. And it looks like the lines on it that blew are the original lines because they're branded. So it's like, hey, 20 years is pretty good for a hydraulic line. But that's about
Right.
the same with what my lawnmower is currently dealing with. One of the pressure lines for the drive motor, like you've got two hydraulic motors, and then it comes from the pump to the motor and supplies power so you can drive the thing. One of those lines just popped a hole right in it and started spraying hydraulic oil everywhere. And I can't move it because when you move it, that means the motors turn and it then squirts more oil everywhere. So I've just got a dead lawnmower sitting out in the yard, and I ordered the parts today, and I have no idea when they're going to get here. So it's just like, man, I got yard ornaments everywhere right now.
That's the skag?
Yeah. I mean, it's probably about due.
Can you take the hose off and have any of your local parts stores make them?
The only place I know of is about an hour from here. They're not cheap to make them.
Okay.
But, I figured I'd try ordering one first. But I had replaced the line on my grapple, the line that I broke. And that line was like,
oh, right.
gosh, $70-$80, something like that for just that one. So these ones brand new were $72 a piece. And I ordered all four of them, and I'm just going to swap them all out because where they're at, there's nothing rubbing on them. They're not touching anything. It just ruptured. So I figure it's just old age. So I figure I'll just get all new hoses, and I can replace them as they go or swap them all out now. But yeah, it's just stuff like that. I've got something weird going on with my tractor. I don't know if I've talked about it. I need to get service done on it and see if it clears up. But my tractor will randomly just like start idling really, really rough, and it'll die. I have checked everything I can think to check, and I even so far as getting in the fuel tank to see if maybe there's gunk in the fuel tank. I have no idea. It's already been in the shop once, and they couldn't fix it, so I don't know what the deal is. But it's just like,
What
they say
the fuel separator on it? What does that look like? Is it a clear plastic bowl?
No, it looks exactly like an oil filter, but it's got a like a dump on the bottom so you can separate the water if you need to.
Okay. Is it is the bottom a separate screw on?
Yeah.
On that, or no? Is it all still one piece?
No,
So mine is a little bit different, but it had a plastic bowl on it on the front, and that would idle rough all of a sudden. That ended up having a bad O-ring, or the plastic maybe had gotten like just over time, and it wasn't even old. The plastic kind of got messed up, and it was sucking air in right there. They came out and they fixed it, and that's what it was. It was just a bowl, but it would run fine, and then it would just start idling funky and stuff like that.
Okay, so
and it was just sucking air.
That sounds like okay. I mean, you were a mechanic. I didn't think I'd run this by you. So it seems that I can pretty much guarantee if I climb a hill, it's going to die. But it's not every time. It's just most of the time when it dies, it's when I'm climbing a hill. Sometimes it'll do it when I'm going down a hill, but it's inclines that it doesn't like. And then there's sometimes I'll be on flat ground using the wood chipper, and all of a sudden it just starts running real rough. Sometimes, not all the time, it'll start puffing smoke, black smoke, I smell raw diesel in the exhaust.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's sucking air somewhere. So I wonder if you put a new fuel filter. Because you said the fuel filter has the water separator in it.
Yeah.
I wonder if you just replace that whole setup.
That's I've got a replacement. It's sitting out there in the shed. I just need to do it. But yeah, it's frustrating, going to do something, and it's usually when I'm like carrying something heavy with the tractor and I don't want to break down, and it just sputters and stalls, and I'm sitting there on a hill stomping on the brake trying not to fall off the mountain.
Yeah, I try the fuel filter first. And then if it's not that, can you do, what do they call it? Like a recert clean, like a reburn or whatever? Can you do that
it doesn't have any
on your tractor?
No, it doesn't have any emission stuff on it.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, that's other than you know, the more stuff you own, the more your stuff owns you. I keep saying that. I've said that about every day for a week. It's just business as usual, I guess. I don't know. I figured out I might run this by you guys, see what you think. So I guess a good way to put it is I'm kind of dealing with some burnout right now. I've been having a weird thing going on. I think yesterday I finally put my finger on what's going on. I have this weird guilty feeling if I do anything that is like film worthy and I don't film it. And it's gotten so bad that I find myself not doing anything because I feel like I should film it, but I don't want to film it because I just want to get it done. You know, that kind of thing. I know you guys would understand because we're all in the same game. But I've really been having a hard time with staying motivated to do anything because I either need to film it or I film it and don't want to, you know, that kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't know if you guys deal with that or if it's just me.
Oh, I do.
Oh, yeah. I deal with that. I think, yeah. I would think a lot of people deal with that. That's in this space of trying to find that balance, I guess, and stay motivated within that.
And then sometimes you just got to say, you know what? I want to have fun with it and not record it and just do it. But yeah, you have that guilt feeling of, oh, I should have recorded it. But it's like sometimes you, like you said, you just want to get it done and you want to enjoy it because video on it just takes so much more time, something else to do. And I think you just get stuck in your head sometimes.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And it's to the point where I find myself like I'm just sitting around not doing anything because it's like, well, I need to do this and I need to do that, but I don't want to film that. I would rather do it and just get it done. And then I end up just sitting around not doing anything. And I'm just like, I'm stuck in this vicious cycle of laziness, I guess you could call it, inability to just get out and do it. And I've never been like this in my life. Like I have always been busy and doing stuff. And I'm just like sitting around. I don't know. Sounds bad saying it out loud, but that's something that I've been dealing with for honestly, probably 2 years now. And it has really gotten bad right now. And we've taken so much time off having the baby that it's just kind of like the sitting around has kind of crept in and it's eating me alive right now.
Well, it's hard to get back in the rhythm of things a lot of the times. I think we have to remind ourselves to not like, well, at least me, I have to remind myself not to like, and it's hard, but like I have those days where I just want to get it done, but then I also have to film it, but then I don't want to film it because I just want to get it done. And not, I guess, judge myself or not give myself a hard time for not filming it. You know, like I know it's hard because this is what we do for a living, but I think we have to not be so hard on ourselves if we don't want to film it. Because I think it's going to be all right.
Yep.
Because there's always going to be something to film, even though sometimes I think that there's not going to be anything to film. But something usually comes up. And I just think we just have to learn to not, if we don't want to film, then we don't film, then just leave it at that.
Yep.
And it's going to be okay.
Something I think that's
kind of
interesting.
Same rut.
Yeah, something I think is interesting is our current film schedule. We're doing 2 to 3 videos a week. I have found it is actually easier to stay motivated filming 4 times a week, because it's kind of like a work schedule. It's like you're going to a job. You know, you've got, that, Monday through Thursday, you're filming every day, that kind of thing. Right now, I don't know. It seems like the down days in between the film days are actually making it worse. I don't know if you guys deal with that.
That's why I've always had a schedule. So even like we do 3 videos a week, I put 2 days worth of content in a video, if that makes sense. So like I'm working 2 days a week and then editing in between. But that's why I do a schedule, because I've always been like, it makes it so you have to, and you don't have an out, I guess. So then on the same hand, right now I'm trying to be like, no, it's okay. Like if you only video and put 1 day worth of content in one video, and you take a Saturday or a half a Saturday and go do something. So there's definitely that weird line you're trying to always tote, I guess.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's harder than what I had ever thought it would be.
Yeah, you can say that
agree,
again.
and I think it's also like it's never been done before. Like, I mean, I understand people have been making YouTube videos for however many years now, 10 years or something like that, but it's not like it's been a normal job that people have been doing for decades and kind of thing.
It's still kind of a new thing.
It's still a new thing
that people are still trying to figure out.
Yep. And it's your life, and then you're reading the comments. You're getting graded every time you upload a video, whether it does good or it doesn't do good, and YouTube rates it between 1 and 10, and it affects if it does good or it doesn't do good. It affects your paycheck. If you take a day off, it affects your paycheck.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like the last month or so is like every time I posted a video it was like 10, number 10. And I was like, okay, like what's up? Like all these videos suck. Like, I mean, people watched them, which was great, but like in comparison to like the previous even year or even the previous month, it was just like 10, 10, 10. And I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. But then you have to just keep going.
Sometimes
put
you
your
gotta
head down.
And it's hard. Sometimes you gotta get out of the box and do something different. And I know I get scared sometimes to try something different for content.
Well, thanks for the pep talk, guys. I kind of figured you guys have dealt with the exact same thing. Like, this is the realm we're in, you know, and we're all doing similar things. We're sharing our personal lives with strangers on the internet. You know, sometimes I wouldn't say ridicule, but having opinions about your personal life, you don't get that with a job. You know, you don't get that with a regular 9 to 5.
No.
I mean, if someone hates my guts at, you know, a job, it doesn't come home with me and yell at me in my living room. Like, so, yeah. And even, you know, mean comments aside.
And it might be like one.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if somebody does hate you at your normal job, it's like 1 or 2 people, not a couple hundred or a couple thousand giving you a hard time.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and I will say, I love the group of people that regularly watch our videos. We have a lot of really good people, really loyal viewers. Like, you know, there's other people we know that have done YouTube and just given up because they don't have any regular viewership. You know, they have the viral content and then that's it. It just dries up. And I'm very thankful for the loyal viewers we have, but man, it's a grind, and it is a long, exhausting, never-ending grind. And like you said, if you don't post, you don't make money. So I don't know. This is part of the new economy, and we're still figuring it out.
Yep, and it's definitely a grind, just like a normal job, for sure.
Yep.
We're old timers though, compared.
Right.
We're old timers. Old time YouTubers, apparently. But
man, you know, YouTube has changed so much just in the 7 years we've been doing it. The YouTube that we started in isn't the same anymore.
No. More and more people are doing it too.
Yep.
So it's just getting harder, I think. So I do appreciate everyone watching our videos and listening to this podcast, because there's a ton of stuff out there, and all y'all are choosing to watch these videos and listen to this podcast, which is it's awesome.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate that
definitely
wholeheartedly. Yeah. So are we ending it there?
I think so. That's all I had to say.
Is that it?
We'll end it on a positive note. We love our viewers.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't like the bots.
Yeah.
Which there are a lot
of. Like a job.
Yeah, we have a great.
Yeah,
There is.
there's a lot of a lot of bots out there, and it's just it's a job at the end of the day, and it just turns out that it's our lifestyle. We just turned our lifestyle into a job,
Right.
which is crazy. But on that note, I appreciate everyone listening and watching this podcast. Thank you so much. And we hope everyone listening has an awesome week, and we'll see you guys next week.
Have a good week, everybody, and thanks for listening and watching our videos.
Yep. Thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you next week.